Alright, so what... Okay. Well, what we're going to do is discuss this sort of investigation thing, because this is what you're going to be doing on your homework. But we're going to use Excel to do it. This says use the graphing calculator, but you're going to use Excel. So it says graph these equations on the same screen, then complete each statement. So we have to use Excel to graph these three equations: y equals x plus 1, y equals 2 x plus 1, and y equals 1/2 x plus 1. And we want to see how changing the number in front of the x changes the graph. So here it's changed to 2, and then in the third equation it's changed to 1/2. We want to see how that affects the graph. So I'm going to show you how to put these equations into Excel. So what I need you to do is open up Excel and go to a blank workbook. Looks like this. Now, I'm not sure. I've looked a little bit to see if it's possible, but I haven't been able to find a way to graph an equation in Excel. So what you have to do is you have to generate a set of ordered pairs. So you have to generate a table. So you know when we do a scatter plot, there's those two columns of numbers, and then you highlight those numbers, and then you go to scatter plot and all that stuff. Okay, well, you're going to take the equation and generate that table and then go through that process. Can you put your bag down on the ground? So that way I can see your eyes so I know you're looking up here. Okay, so here's how it works. We're going to take this equation right here, y equals x plus 1, and graph it. And actually, we're just going to go ahead and graph all of these. Okay, so we're going to do y equals x plus 1. So let's blow this up a little bit. Alright. So here's how this works. Every equation has inputs and outputs, right? Or x values and y values. So what you have to do is go ahead and make a column for your values of x, and go ahead and make a column for your values of y. Then choose, let's say, 5 values for x. So 5 random numbers that you're going to substitute in for x. So you choose those values. So I like to have at least one negative in there. So let's go ahead. Y'all choose the same numbers that I'm choosing just for this particular example, and then in the next couple you can choose your own. But the requirements are at least one negative number, 0, and then 3 other numbers that you choose. So I'm just going to choose 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So just remember that you're in charge of the values of x. Okay, you're not in charge of the values of y, because the y values come from what you're putting in for x, then using the equation to manipulate it. So in this case, you're putting -2 in for x, and then you're going to add 1 to it, because that's what the equation says to do. Then you'll put 0 in for x, and then your equation will say y is equal to 0 plus 1. And what is 0 plus 1? 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. Well, we're going to use Excel to do all the work for us. So here's how we'll do that. You're going to put equals. So hit equals. And in this case, we want the x value. Well, these are all the x values, and the way Excel understands that is when you click on the cell that has that x value in it, it's automatically going to put that value into the equation. So we want to click on the -2, and then the equation says to add 1 to that. So we're going to hit plus 1. So you should see something with a letter and a number next to it, and then plus 1. And then hit enter. And what that's going to do is it's taking this value, it's in column A, row 3, it's putting it in for x, and then it's adding 1 to it. And when you hit enter, it'll just do it for you like a calculator. Okay, so hit enter, and then you'll get the answer -1, hopefully. Alright, then you're going to, let's see real quick. So don't do this, let me just check. Yeah, okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to click on this number, the first y output, and if you look down in the right corner, there's a solid square, a little bitty solid square. Click and hold that, and then drag it down until you're next to the last value that you put in for x, which in this case is 3, and then let go, and all the answers are there. These are all the ordered pairs that you're going to need for the graph. So you have an ordered pair of -2, -1. So this is actually sort of written like this in the past, in the textbook, right? This is how you do the point. Then the next one is 0, 1. Then the next one is 1, 2. And the next one is 2, 3. And the next one is 3, 4. So we just use Excel to generate all the points on the graph. We're also going to go back and use Excel to make the graph, which we know how to do already. But before we do that, I want to do the next one because it's not quite as easy or intuitive, but once you do it once, it'll be easy. So the next one is this 2x plus 1.